Hello and good evening, guys. All right. All right. Welcome back, guys. Good evening. My name's Daniel Krapinski with Omega Billiards TV. Got a little rest, and we are back at the Omega Room. We are back live. Got ourselves a little, a little Hyundai game. Nothing too heavy on the line. We have James, who's up to shoot right now. He's playing against Josh. This is a race to 7. And Josh is going to be he's given the 6 ball as a wild ball. The 6 ball, and they're playing 10 ball. So if our buddy Josh over here, who's coming up to shoot, he needs to run out now because the 6 is no longer on the table. So he's got to run it out against our buddy James, who has a 2-0 lead here as we start off this evening and roll into the morning for another day live from the Derby here in the Omega Room. All right. Josh able to land a point there, trailing now only by 1. I'm kind of just getting back into the office, if you will, back into the chair, the electric chair. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you do what you can to help share the stream out. Should be a real good evening. Nothing that I know of that we have planned as of yet, but it's still early, 6:45. We think we cut off this morning maybe around noon, 1. I don't know. Losing track of time, but it's all good. Who needs time anyways when you got the Derby City Classic and on Omega Billiards TV? Enjoy the time you have with us here. I'm taking in every minute, every second I can, for better or for worse. All part of the show, all part of the gig. All right, well, here's our buddy Josh now up to break him, trailing by 1. Unfortunate scratch gives ball in hands to James. James, a good player, plays out of Southern California. I had the privilege of watching James shoot whenever he represented California. Whenever he represented California in the Vegas versus California event, the Omega Billiards streamed out of Bay and Balls. It's back in our library. If you guys are curious to go watch some more pool content. Good job. I was shaking it off before it decides to fall, and now he's looking at this 4-9 kind of tied together, looking to push the 4 back up table, use a 10 and the 5 as blockers. Brenner Holloman, my name's Daniel Krapinski with Omega Mike. So this is Omega Billiard TV coming to you guys totally for free. We're not charging. I know there's some other action rooms here at the Derby, but we've seen some pretty good action, and it's all been covered by Omega Billiards. So when everything's said and done, it'll take me a couple days, but I'm going to go back and edit all of these matches so that way there'll be a library and a whole playlist full of them for you guys. In the meantime, do what you can to share the stream out, show your support. Don't forget to smash that like button. And we get underway for another great evening, early morning tomorrow into day of pool. Okay, can tell Josh is kind of feeling the nerves a little bit, just in the way. Never seen him play, never really watched or studied his game. Lays up the 5 really nice. Got a cut shot on the 6 here to get back down table to negate this 8. Okay, nice. And James just goes ahead and gives it to him. I'll check up on that Kane Pedraza. I know it was Carlos Sanchez and Trapper Don matching up on the 1 pocket table. That's when I hit like my 28th hour mark, or however many hours I was going straight. So I can't. My memory is a little hazy right now. I'm still trying to wipe the cobwebs off from waking up, and then once those are wiped off, I gotta shine up my memory so I can get that back engaged and in gear. But I'll check on that for you, Kane. All right, well, I tell you what, Kane, that was won by Trapper Don. They're going to rematch up again tomorrow at 1. And if I have anything to say about it, well, it'll be on the stream. So that's the 4-1-1 on that match there, Kane. All right, so I think that's a go-ahead for Josh. That's a go-ahead game there. There's some weight being given up. Again, guys, still please forgive me for this. I've commentated a lot of matches, but these money matches and, the weight that they give and how they're given, it's so many angles to keep up with. And sometimes they look at me and get frustrated with me when I'm asking them, trying to figure it out. But, I guess I can understand where they're coming from, but I just want to get you guys the experience of what's going on. Again, this is a race to 7. And as we get the coin moved, 3-3, tied up. Oh, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 2. All right, 3-2. Okay. Glaze up, plays defensive, tries to hide it behind the 6, but leaks out. Cue ball sends downstream. You see James, aka JC, trying to fire in an early 10. Firing at it for sure. I don't know if this one he can bump the 1 to the 4 and carry him. Yeah, pulls it off. Nice little move. Nice little move. Yeah, Timothy, I agree with you. Hey, Anthony, what's up? Oh, fireworks here soon. Okay, okay. Well, I got the fire extinguisher ready in case it gets a little too out of hand. Just joking. So I believe he gets the wild six. Timothy, when I asked what they were playing, they said 10 ball, but he gets the six. And I said the six out, and they said no, the six. So by that time, when I asked that, they looked at me like I didn't know what I was talking about, and I truly was just trying to figure it out, and I didn't know. Nevertheless, I do believe that he, as in Josh, gets the six as a wild ball, and James catches up here, closing the gap now, tied up at 3-all. When the better players, they play the weaker players, there's weight given, different types of formats. They'll say, hey, you can get the 4 ball as a wild ball, the 6 ball is a wild ball. That was one of the formats that was new to me, if you will. The 5 ahead or 4 ahead format, that was pretty cool. That wasn't new to me, but again, still interesting to watch. It can kind of grind and take a little while to get, to complete a true 5 ahead match, but it's interesting to watch these guys. As soon as they lose a set, their ego kicks in or whatever that may be, and they just flip for it and get right back into the grease. Thank you for everybody who's joined back in the chat. What's up, guys? How y'all doing this evening? Or wherever you're tuned in. Hope you guys are enjoying your day. Yeah, but the difference is, 9-7, 10-7 in one pocket, and then get the wild 5. And I'm still relatively new, so after this experience, I'll be able to move. We had a pretty good game this morning between Thomas and Reyes Gomez, man. Wow. They matched up 4 sets. They tied up at 2 sets. The money leader at the end of the event, or let's just not say that. They were 2-2 in the sets, but Thomas was ahead on the bottom line. Scott Thomas asks if there's any big matches coming up. Don't know. As of yet, we are just getting started. Wiping the sleep out of my eyes as I took my little power nap. Got some much needed rest, and we are in for another good one. There's the wild 6. All right, race to 7. Just for a little hundy, a little tester bet. I think both these guys were testing the waters for each other, trying to get an understanding of, I don't know. There's kind of like some intimidation that goes into, like when they're negotiating the games. It's just, it's like not an argument, but like a a legal proceeding. I don't know how to explain it, but it's an art to watch. Something I have to say, you guys truly have to make it out here to see the Derby City Classic for at least 1 year in your life, one time. It's held up to every expectation that I've had of it. Now, some of the old timers, they said, "Oh, it's not as good as it used to be," which could be true, maybe true, and comparatively, I guess there's a time and a season for everything. But in this season now, we're looking to grow. All right, James now back at the table here. It's a pretty good shot, He's got a tough opener here on the 1. Scott Thomas, thank you for being in the chat and joining us throughout the broadcast. I've been seeing you in there. Wanted to say what's up, Anthony, of course, Anthony Michael Smith, Brenner Holloman. The name sounds familiar. I know I've seen the name somewhere before. Okay, let's see if he can angle this cue ball off of the three. Wants to pump this three ball into the right side pocket. Go off that long rail, the top rail. Go 3 rails, basically. Oh, no. He back cuts it. Yeesh. Sporty play. Doesn't call the pocket. Slops the 3 in, which brings James now back to the table. Good shot on the 4 to start the run. Coming off this 5 is going to be not really going to have to worry about position because as long as you don't overroll that 6 where the 9's blocking it, you'll be able to get back upstream for the 7. Okay. Nice natural English, or shape rather, to ride this 7 ball to the 9 and down to, I don't know. Oh, look at him swinging this. Not to say anything's right or wrong, but I was always taught the less you can move your cue ball, the better off you are. But some players, they just play differently. They have more shots, or different shots rather, that they're more comfortable with than others, and they choose to play that route rather than something that maybe you or I would be more comfortable playing. All right, well, ties it up now, 4-all. James versus Josh. Okay. Nice defensive play there by Josh. To kind of keep James off the table, keep him from developing any momentum, and keep this intense. Oh, rattles the pockets with the three. That was his chance right there. It's, no shame in missing ball in hand, but you'll probably be a little harder on yourself than anybody else. Uh, James down, back to the table, draws out, gets a good angle for the four. Playing this angle thin, it's going to send the cue ball, if he can control it, back towards the 5 and 6, and hopefully get either a little nudge off the 6 or try to float. Yeah, nudge in the 6, maybe nudge the 5, float underneath, perhaps. Couple options. Chooses to float underneath. Okay. Rolls the 5 in, right back out for the 6 in the same pocket. 7 passes the 9. Gotta be careful, you don't want to end up too straight on this 8 ball. Okay, good angle. A little inside English to come off the rail and get a little turn.
What do you think? Pizza ready? You want some from over there? I'll bring you back some.
Actually, I'm good. They brought me a pizza. So, cool. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Some, I'll bring you back.
Right. I appreciate that, sir. Right here, well, we have Joshua Filler in the building. Oh, Joshua Filler. Yeah, well, I gotta say I got a lot of respect for Joshua. Um, social media can be really rough sometimes, and still a young individual with a lot to learn, just like me. Like I can say anything, and I know any better. Do as I do, not as I say, as my dad would say, or do as I say, not as I do. Danny Harryman? No, my name is Daniel Krapinski. Let's see here, make sure I'm keeping the score right, right? I see 1, 2, 3, 4 on James's side. That probably means Josh has got 5, right? And the thing is, Blue Horseshoe is I try not to try with my voice, but when I really focus on enunciation and those inflections, I can get pretty good. I'm getting better as we go on. Yep, that's a go ahead for James. Or Josh, excuse me. All right, racing to 7. A little hundy a game. A little hundo. Blue Horseshoe, by the way, thanks for coming back. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Lou M in the building. Yeah, James Apple Candy versus Josh Crab Legs. Yeah, JC, I believe is his name. I did a stream whenever he played Vegas, and I got a very good memory. And once I see somebody and meet them, like officially shake hand type thing, it's like burned in my memory. For better or for worse. 5-5? Could be. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's 5. I think that's 5. All right, chat. All right, Walter Estes, I'm trusting you. Manny Barros, you guys, 2 people in the chat outweigh the 1 commentator. So there you go. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to keep up with it here and do all these things: stream, commentate, keep score, talk to the chat, breathe. Okay, well, tensions are high. I think that these guys with the spot are pretty evenly matched. The score reflects that, anyways. Oh, Joshua Filler, man, I feel for that guy. Great pool player. Looking, do believe that coming up here at CSI Expo in Vegas, he'll be playing a 1-pocket match against Shane Van Boning. That's going to be some pretty interesting, pretty sporty pool. So, what's next for Omega Billiards? Somebody asked. Well, good question. I'm just a low man on the totem pole as we build this pole of totems. So, I'm all in for the ride. Wherever it's going to be, I'll be there for sure. Hopefully, graciously, with the grace of God, I'll be able to be there. But James here is in the moment. Look at this. Rolls up nicely for the 10. The go ahead to get on the hill. Thank you, Kit. Thanks, Walter, guys. Thank you. All right, James with the hill. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. They're playing it for the uh not a game, rather. That's the set. Come on, Daniel, get with the program. What is this, your first day? All right. That is just a little feeler, 100 for the set. Little 100 degrees. You know, it's a cool temperature for Texas in the heat of the summer. But no, it's just a little fun back and forth. Uh, Walter Estes, thank you. Yeah, 100 is said, Brian. Brian, you said it. Halsey, thank you. A 100 canaries per game, race to 7 watermelons with 13 cherries. Or 12 cherries. Baker's dozen. Looking. Oh, you guys are crazy. Ooh, okay. Well, thought he was going to scratch there. All right. Well, James walks into this 5. These cut shots are kind of hard for me when they're right on the rail and you got to ride the rail all the way down the long rail. Yeah, but he gins it. One of the big things that I found to be the most interesting during this event is how small of a community the pool world actually is. James takes that, guys, by the way. But you know, the fact that I've barely been in the industry for the time that I have, but I remember a lot of these faces, and it's like, man, I've seen these guys all over. So one thing I've got to say that's really great about this pool community is how close knit we are, and how how it all brings us together, and sometimes separates us, but we can't always win them all, right? Anyways, James won that one. It's a little 100 spot, but we're getting started here in the action room. Gonna hop